All right, so now we're gonna just give you a quick rundown of the overall idea of how the SITREP works in SharePoint. We'll just be hitting the wave tops here so you get a better understanding of how everything kind of ties together. Okay, so initially you're gonna start off, the S3 is gonna come in, the S3 shop's gonna come in, and they're gonna pick start, end, and due dates, and then they'll pick a Eagle Focus unit. So you'll use these things to select that. Once they get done with that, then once they click save, then you will get generated an email will show up to your sections of who we designate to be the people that are going to receive the SITREP. So you get an email in your inbox from the S3 list. When you click on display as HTML, you're going to get a link to the SITREP. You're going to get told who the Eagle Focus unit is for that reporting period. And then you'll also get the start, end, and due dates. We'll also provide a video link to how to fill out the SITREP from the different sections. And that'll be linked into the email as well. Okay, so after you click on those, that's what will get sent out to the S3 sections and the XOs for the battalions. It'll bring you to this page, so you notice the difference between here's how it starts off for the Brigade S3. Once they select all this information, it hides that portion and tells you the start, the end, and the due date. And then it also has now told you who the Eagle Focus unit is. So for this example that we've been using through the rest of this, it's the 1351 BSB. Then underneath all of your icons here are buttons that you can select that will take you to your page, your units or your sections portion of the SITREP or the brigade commander or the commanding general. So they all have different views of the list, and that's how you go to get to your spot. So we'll click on 351s to take a look at what their portion looks like, and all the units will look the same. But this one is filled out, but you have a commander, battalion commander XM portion, you have your command highlights, you have your key planning efforts, and then you have Eagle Focus and the Ready and Resilient campaign. And then there's how you submit it down here at the bottom for the staff portion. And then once that's done, later on, this would open up and it would show you the battalion commander can select it. But right now, since it's already been pushed through, you can see that that's open. So what you end up doing is the other view of this is from the brigade commander's point of view, and he sees it and it looks like this. So when he gets his notification from the Brigade S3 and DCO, when everything's completed, he's going to have a view that shows his portion that he reviews and looks at. So the Commander XM, command highlights, key planning efforts, and then he has all the information from the other units. So these ones aren't filled out, but it'll pull that information. So if we go down to 351, you can see it pulled in all of that information for that unit, and you can see all their information. So all that gets sent to the brigade commander. And then when you look at it from the 1st Army perspective, this is what the commanding general will see. He'll see the brigade commander XM, his command highlights, and then it'll bring in the XM for each one of the other battalions. So this is from that same example we just did. So you can see that the first 4 battalions we didn't fill out because we were doing an example, but you can see it pulled in Colonel Mao's information word for word from that other portion of the SITREP. And it also pulled in the key planning efforts from the brigade portion. And then if anyone had any issues, division, 1st Army or higher, they would have pulled that in, or if there was congressional senior leader engagements, it would pull that in. And then it also has the Eagle Focus, which would be down here. And it also has the photo. So it only pulls in the pertinent information. So you can see this is a lot different view that gets sent out to the commanding general than what the brigade commander sees. The brigade commander has a roll-up of all of the battalion's input, and it does it automatically. So as you're filling this stuff out, it fills in all that information for everyone else. So if you go to 351, if we go back to 351, you can see that that information gets filled out here, and it is exactly the same as what the Commander Exum happens here for the Commanding General. So it gives us a way to get that information more succinctly and accurately in one format. And what the email would end up looking like that gets sent off to the Commanding General, if we end up doing that, it's going to show up like this. So it'll actually come looking like it came from the Brigade Commander. And similar to the way it is now, you just select here, display as HTML, and this is from a roll-up that we did earlier this week of our last SITREP. And you can see it has the Brigade Commander Exum, command highlights, and then it goes into the different battalions, key planning efforts, ready and resilient, and then it has the Eagle Focus. So this one was Staff Sergeant John Cobb, 3340th. It goes through that, and then it also has at the top it has the photo is attached to it. And then if the general wanted to look at it in the form, he can just click on it here, and it'll take it. It will take him to this page. He clicks on Commanding General link down here underneath the 1st Army patch, and then he can view it in this as well. So all that same information is all consolidated and done in one spot, and it makes it easier for everyone to track what's going on, so we have visibility from the brigade. It also gives us a standard format for everyone, and then it makes it so that it's just consistent across the board. So that's kind of a quick overview of what the SITREP does and how it works in SharePoint. There's more information in the specific videos for each of the brigade sections and the battalion sections that would be filling this information out. So please look at those other videos when we send out the links to them, and we'll see if we can get this thing to work.